Hello, everybody.
Hello.
My name is Binit, and my wife Matinka. She's from Bulgaria. I'm from Nepal. So that's the first thing we want to clarify. We met in college back in 1999 and finally got married in 2007. And we have two kids, William and Victoria, sitting out there. William is
Wave, William.
Victoria
and
is
Hello.
13 and William is 9. And they're handful. So, anyways,
Like all children.
yeah, they're good kids. Something about myself. Actually, I'm originally from Nepal, so I came down to U.S. back in 1996 for my undergrad. After I finished my undergrad, I started working for companies. Struggling, working. I never had that in myself. I never cared to work for anybody else. But anyways, that was the thing. That was the thing that you gotta work for someone. That's what you grew up with, right? You gotta go to college and graduate and go work for someone. So I tried my best. I tried to stay on track. But very frustrated. But finally, in 2014, I pulled the plug. And when I first came over here, one time I came with my friend who dragged me out here, and I had to get excuse from my wife saying, "Hey, I can't watch the kids tonight." She had come from work, and I said, "Well, I can't come because I got to go to this special place my friend is taking." And I said, "I'm going to go there, maybe scam, something like that. Let's go visit anyway." So I was here. I did not sit down at all. I just stood in the corner. I'm like, whatever. These guys are, all bluff anyways. So I walked away. But when I left the job, and I said, "Well, I got to give this guy one more chance," because my friend told me, "You got to go out there one more time and give this guy a chance." I came and I joined. I sat for 2 years in 2 days class. Actually, I'm very stingy. Actually, I paid for a membership, $300 some dollars or $200 some dollars. That was back in days, just the regular. And I was so stingy that the 2 days class was going to expire in October. And I'm like, man, I'm wasting this $200 some dollars without getting education. I gotta come out here and listen to that David guy. What do you have to say, right?
So I'm just going to add to that stingy part real quick because I know this guy pretty well. So this guy will wheel and deal the hell out of his vendors and contractors, but he gets a great product.
Well, thanks, man. But overall, what happened, the 2-day class that I took, I walked away and I still had doubt. So I paid $1,000 advance to hold my membership, the PEG membership, and I said, "Let me go talk to my wife, see if she wants me to join." And she said, "Just go join. There's nothing to lose. You lose $16,000, no big deal, right?" But I didn't want to waste my time. But I ended up with talking with mentors, and they gave me all the good advice, and I basically joined. The first road trip I attended after 5 days, I put money down, $75,000 on the 7th day of my membership. So I can tell you right now.
So what he says, $75,000 down. He put $75,000 in somebody else's deal.
And that's also just meeting the person once, because I came to know in less than 5 days, this is the place I want to get old.
Well, really quick, because for the new people, that's a big thing. Taking hard-earned money, you being cheap.
Yeah,
with
I'm
T-Rex
very
arms.
cheap. I was bargaining with lifestyles.
What happened with your 75 grand?
I converted that into $245,000 in less than 4 years.
Who likes that? Give him a hand.
That was.
I guess that made it real, right?
Oh yeah, it was 100% real. So that's where my journey started, lifestyles. I mean, it was a blessing that I was here, and thank God to my wife. She said to go spend the money, and today I'm here, And the other part was that, after joining lifestyles, it's not just because of, that we can make money, but we made tons of friends. I barely had like 4 or 5 friends when I was working for 14 years in corporate world. Now I have hundreds. I can't even go to each of them to drink a beer together. So that's the best part that I got out here. So when I retire, when I get old, I know I can call on anybody from any states and different countries and go drink beer together. That's the best part.
We're not Alcoholics Anonymous, people.
I'm in to say, yeah, that's true. Anyways, you got to...
What I just wanted to kind of, I guess, put the big picture. Binit was really not a desk guy, that has somebody that tells him what to do and all that. He, I think in the back of his mind, never felt like his ideas would be heard. He's a very much out-of-the-box thinker. And when it was just kind of fate that he was leaving that IT job and he needed to start something new. And we looked at a few different things. We looked at retail. We looked at some other education centers, and we considered this. And I'm so glad that we did, because it's really given him such a freedom, and he really sees no limit. Like the growth potential is so big. You can really let yourself become as big as you want to. If you want to stay in small deals or single family, that's just fine. But I believe the education that he received here is priceless, because when he was buying the first couple of deals, I was still working, and I mean, it's kind of a big deal. I mean, you're taking people's money and risking it, and you are there to, give them assurance that it'll be okay. Well, he spent countless hours talking to his mentors here. Every little question he would call, and he wanted to make sure that he is taking the right step. He's saying the right thing. His math makes sense. So I believe that the mentorship and the education that Lifestyles provides is unbelievable. It really it saves you all this going and figuring out things on your own. It puts you right in the middle of it, and the next step is yours.
Anyways,
Did we touch on all this?
I mean, I think we touched almost everything.
Okay.
Yeah, just skip it because he'll read it all.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about Metger Place.
Well, anyways, this is something special. Came out from nowhere. Got a call from a broker.
Really quick, folks.
Yeah.
Where are we tonight? What part of this? Are we in Irving, Texas?
We are in Irving, Texas.
So this is in Irving, Texas.
This is just down the road. If you drive from here, when you get out of here, if you want to drive by, just
Now,
down
is this
the
a
road.
nice area we're in? You could own part of this,
Yeah.
in
Absolutely. And
this
I
area.
love Irving. I fell in love, and I want to buy everything in Irving, literally everything. And I'm telling you, there is so much money in Irving. Anyways, bottom line, so this is 88 units property. It's an older property. I know not many people love old properties, but when I saw the property, I saw gold all over, diamond all over, and I fell in love. Within 24 hours, we signed the contract. Within 24 hours. 88 units, 1962, and it's always a trick. When people buy older property, they want to it's going to sink tomorrow, it's going to have a problem tomorrow, this and that. But that's what happens. Education, education, education. If you are educated enough, you're going to make the right decisions at the right time, and you're going to make money. If you're not well educated, that particular property could have gone because there were people lined up to pay more than what we paid. And because Lifestyles, I was able to capture that because I had the support, and I knew I'm going to get the help that I want to get the deal done. So it's 1962 product, purchased May 2022. It was $110,000 a door. No bargain. I did not bargain this time, to be honest, because I knew this deal is
You knew it was a good deal.
It's
Yeah.
a good deal.
Okay.
If there is a problem, I'll bargain, but there is no problem.
So one of the reasons when he says he knew it was a good deal is because part of the education is teaching him and all the other operators how to properly underwrite a deal. And the cool thing is, so maybe some of you in here are like, I don't want to underwrite a deal. I don't want to be a lead. I just want to be the passive investor and just get the distributions, right? That's fine. Here's what's cool. As a preferred member, the underwriting program or just spreadsheet that he uses, every single preferred member has access to the same spreadsheet. So if you see his numbers on there and you're like, I want to duplicate this, you can duplicate it yourself to see the same end result also.
Thanks. So anyways, initial, it was cash out of pocket, $4.5 million. Initially, this time was a little tricky. We're not going to go in detail about the financing. If you become a PEG, come in next Friday. We'll go in detail.
Here, let's keep it simple. Ready? Is it okay if I say something
Yeah,
else?
absolutely.
Okay, so I gotta level it down because I know why. If I let Binit go, he will get super nerdy and talk about cap rate compression within 30 seconds.
We do that.
Which is okay to nerd out later, but I have a bunch of new people here, so I got to bring it down to levels they
bottom
understand.
line, yeah, absolutely.
So you raised up 4.5 million.
Yes.
Did you put up all that money by yourself?
No.
How many people?
We had a
this with you?
71 investors. Out of those 71, I had a $25,000.
Okay.
Investors. Yeah.
So let me slow this down for the new people. A whole bunch of people got together to buy this deal. Some people in 25K, some people in 50K, some people put in 100K. They're all owners in the deal. So It doesn't matter if you put in 25, 50, or 100. If you make 100% return, you make 100% on whatever amount you put in. Does everybody understand that? Now watch this. How many folks in this room could come up with 25K? You could be a partial investor because you had several people at 25K. You might own all the toilet seats only, but you do own part of the deal. Does that make sense?
Yes. Most important part.
I have a couple more questions for you because remember, I have people watching from Hawaii. I have people watching from California. Were all your 70-some investors from right here in Irving?
No.
So were there any out-of-state people?
There are quite a few.
Name a couple states that were in the deal.
California, Colorado, Kansas.
Well, the Colorado, the pot smokers?
They did not bring me anybody.
Shoot on FM, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But my point is, guys, live where you want to live, invest where it makes sense. So the folks in Colorado said, this is a great deal. We want to be part of it. Now, of your 71 investors, how many of them showed up and walked the property with you?
I don't know, maybe one.
One or two. Who likes, and that's why I want the new folks to know, who likes the idea of putting money in a deal, never even have to go to the property, let him deal with all the headaches. I just want my check. Who's with me? That's what a
But the
passive
point is, if
Go
you
ahead.
wanted to
You could
walk
have.
the property, when we do our due diligence, what
You're
we'll
all
do
right.
is you're, as a potential investor, you want to come walk the property with us and do the due diligence with us, you have that ability. Now, say you're thinking about, I want to invest in this deal, but I can go walk this deal, go inside the units. We go in every single unit. We technically get in, I would say, maybe about 95% of them, right? Okay, you get in all these units. You get to go into the office, the maintenance room, the laundry room, everywhere. And then if you get to see how the sausage is made, how more likely are you going to feel comfortable to invest in it, right? So now you've gone to walk into these units, you see how the people live, you see all the upside potential, you understand the why, the mindset, methodology, and motivation of why he wants to acquire this asset for the investor group. Again, that's why it works.
Just to add on that one, the reason why we only had one or two, because the seller was very picky. He did not want anybody at the property. Guess what? I walked all 88 units myself.
Good.
All 88 units myself with two other, licensed members and a mentor, and I had our realtor as well. So we walked each and every unit. So yes, we really don't. We want to take people out there, but unfortunately, you have to respect the seller. If they tell you that only you or 5 other people are allowed, you can't bring people out there. So you have to keep that in mind. That's the reason that I could not bring anybody else.
But that is the minority of the properties. That seller was very difficult.
Oh yeah, he actually pulled the plug on me during the inspection because I told him, hey, the AC was kind of the switch was flipped, and I flipped the switch. He said, "You're trying to tell me that it's broken? It's nothing is broken. I'm breaking the contract right now. I mean, we're due diligence, and he's walking with me, and he's breaking the contract. I had to take him to the side and say, dude, come on, listen, man. It's just the basic things. Come on, relax, right? So yeah, that's why we love to. We want all the investors to come out there, all the passives, to come out there, walk. It helps us actually because you're gonna find more things than I can find myself, right?
Because you have members that are showing up that are engineers, mathematicians,
Absolutely.
mechanics, AT&T linemen, power guys, all kinds of backgrounds, and they're like, oh, I see this. Did you see that? I'm like, no, I have no idea what that is. And then they give you a full litany on what it is.
Yeah.
So that's why it makes sense. All right, next slide.
So total income right now, the projected income is 1.25 mil. Expenses $428,000. Monthly cash flow $43,000.
So what we care about, tell us about that cash-on-cash return and what that means.
Well, cash and cash is, you want to explain the cash and cash, or let me explain myself, okay? Well, we talk about cash and cash is based on your total profit that you take out of after you pay the expenses, So what we do is that we take the money that we talk about percentage.
Here, I'll simplify it for you, Binit.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to go
It's
in
like a
detail.
bond, guys.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you put in $100,000, you made $9.3 thousand that year. You made $9,300. Who understands that? When he pays out every quarter. You get a check in the mail, no involvement.
And how long have we owned the property for?
Now it's 6 months.
And how much have you paid out?
$175,000. That is $175,000. The best part of the property right here is that it was stabilized day one because we walked in there. This unique property. It's not everyday thing. It is totally different. It's a unique property. It's all one story. 41 bedrooms, 48 2 bedrooms. We fell in love the day one because we knew the operation was smooth enough but not good. We knew that the rent is low. We can come in out there, raise the rent. We knew day one, 99% of the residents were month-to-month lease.
So you had control.
That is a very scary. They're very scary from the lender standpoint, but for us, it was a gold mine. A lender were thinking that, oh my God, what if everybody leaves tomorrow and I have a mortgage to pay, right? But we had to work with the lender, providing them 3 months of a continuous collection, bank statements, that we did collect the rent, so these residents not going anywhere. And guess what happened? We took over, no one left, 2 people gave a notice, everybody stayed there. Within 60 days, I gave a first day at the property, we gave everybody a notice, rent increase. Day one, rent increase to all 99.
So you see how he thanked all his new residents? He gave them a rent increase. Give him a hand.
Yeah, that's the best thing you can give. And within 60 days, we hit our first year up to 1.5 years pro forma in 60 days. And guess what happened? No one left besides 3 or 4, and it was a good opportunity for me to test it out again. So we raised the rent by $150 to $200 on average, minimum to $50.
I want you to remember that number this weekend when I teach you what that means.
Well, I'll give you a percentage, 15 to 17% increase day one. And then we had few units available to renovate because people had to leave out of town. And we bumped the rent again to almost 26% increase within the 60 days of operation. The best part was 100% occupancy for the last 6 months and 100% collection. That is why my cash flow is huge. And I hit the number within 3 months. I'm hitting 3 years projection. So
Who
if
likes
the market
that?
was
Under promise, over perform.
if the market was good, I will sell this right now, or maybe refinance it right now. But unfortunately, I can't refinance. We just got the new loan, so there is a prepay penalty. They will talk about it.
See, I told you he's trying to nerd out. No.
Okay, we'll go on to here's what he did.
Yeah. So, anyways, this particular property, all you need to take care of the residents, nice little bit, not much of work. It doesn't need a granite countertop to raise the rent. It doesn't need a super hi-fi light. All they need a nice, clean place to live. That's all they care for. And they need the owner or the operator to be there to provide them the service when they need. That's all we had to do. And people just loved us the day one, because the owner that was there before, he was like a dictator, Hitler. I mean, he will say, the toilet seat is broken, that's how you're going to live. When I have time, I'll fix it, okay? Right now, that's how it is. He'll put a screw in there, something in there, he'll fix it.
So it was run by the soup Nazi.
Yeah, I mean, people paid rent. But people paid rent. He collected 100% with that kind of attitude. So I figured if I raise the rent and fix the stuff, I'll collect the rent without anything. So we collected
So you're the benevolent dictator that took over.
That's too kind of clearly. So overall, I mean, we have a huge budget. We wanted to go in there with the full capital, make sure that we don't fall behind. And because the market was a little turning when we were buying. And so we brought lots of money, but we didn't have to spend any dollar beside the maintenance to raise the rent. So that's a very good part. See, the real estate is very tricky. Sometimes you got to pour a whole bunch of money to raise the rent. Over here, we had to pour just a little bit of money, but lots of love and care, and we raised the rent. And now, since we know the operation is good, since we know the property is performing and doing cash flow, I have no problem making it prettier and prettier every day, and residents are loving it. So construction is going on currently right now at the property. So next week, if you're joining, come in to the property, you will see what I'm talking about.
Oh, you want to see this one. This is a good one.
So so those who become preferred members, just so you know, next Friday we're actually going toward this property that you're seeing the numbers on today.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, cool.
Just all we did, very small things, you'll be surprised. To raise the rent by 15 to 17 to 20%, you got to give them major stuff. But all I did is that paint the doors, trims,
So see that?
Gutters.
You paint the door blue, they'll pay more money.
Yeah.
What blue is that? Chinese porcelain blue?
Similar.
Similar? Yeah.
It's the blue light special from
Yeah.
Kmart.
But main thing was there were lots of deferred maintenance inside, and we took care of them quite, fastly within a month or two. That's the main thing. They wanted a cold place. We give them cold place. They wanted running water properly in the toilet. We fixed that one. Their toilet seat situation. Faucet, I mean, they came and turned the faucet and it's stuck in one corner, so you can't wash this on this side. You only have to wash on this side, So those are the things that we really took care, and they loved it because they figured that this guy is there to take care of them, And that's why they didn't mind raise the rent. I mean, we raised the rent drastically, big time.
Here's something that most people don't understand in the apartment industry. It's about retention. There's high turnover. Normally, nationally, the number's like 50% turnover annually. So what we learn in marriage is, what's the most important rule in marriage? It's cheaper to keep her. Who agrees? So if we can get him to stay and not move out, he's taking care of them. You understand? And by him just showing a little bit of love, all they want is a faucet that works. All they want to do when they get off work is actually take a shower that's hot and not cold anymore. And just by doing these minor things, that people are willing to pay and stay.
And that's the turn. Our turn is, so far we have only turned in 6 months, 4 apartments. In 6 months, 4 apartments. So that's why we're putting money on exterior right now. We're doing lots of exterior work. All the bad wood we're taking out and putting a new siding, so new paint. Not a big fan of paints, but hopefully we'll find the right color.
It's a good color. I like it. It's good.
Kind of getting old nowadays, I guess, gray. But
Blue and gray.
Yeah.
It works. Don't reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
I still paint gray.
So one of the major rehab. When I told my investors what I'm gonna do to raise the rent, I did not do what I told them I'm gonna do to raise the rent. I just raised the rent.
You didn't have to.
We didn't have to initially.
In other words, he tested the market.
Yeah.
The market absorbed it and was able to do that. So why spend the extra money of his investors? This way they can have better profits.
So now what happened? I did the first round of raise without doing anything. Now the second round of raise coming up this, May, June. That's what I'm preparing for, because that's what is going to be more turns maybe, because now I'm going to hit the ceiling very soon. So I'm doing our backyard update, patio update, kitchen updates, things like that. There's lots of work to be done, but I'm taking it slower because it's not empty. I can't work inside the apartment unless I'm giving permission. And I don't want to go and take a lawsuit just because I spilled something and people fell down, right? Mm-hmm. So we're taking turns, and as we vacate the units, we do have an option. We transfer people. Once leave, we transfer one from here to here. We fix this one, transfer from here to here, and then fix this one right here. So that's happening as well. But overall, in our exterior, we are spending lots of money in exterior to make it prettier, because this is older property, one story, doesn't have very good look, and that's one of the bad things about it. But overall, when we make the property look better now, you're going to be able to, people are going to enjoy it, the look as well. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a classic one right there. We added a new, one of them were cabinets were very bad, so we removed the old ones and added new cabinets. Countertop is still not a granite. People do granite, but we don't do granite anymore because of the fact that it's very high maintenance in long term, because we can't maintain granite. When you put a hot pot with oil, stains and things like that. So basically, go with the countertop, similar stuff. Over here, one of the bad things that happened to me right now is that the previous owner loved tiles, and he has a mix and match tiles all around. So unfortunately, I have to live with it until I get to the place where I know that the new rent, to get the new rent, I have to rip the tile off and put a new tile. Until that time, I'm going to hold the tiles off. So you'll have a mix and match tiles sometimes here and there. Otherwise, we're trying to match the tile. We can find the tile. If we find the same kind of tiles, we expand it. If not, then we go with vinyl and things like that. So overall, yeah, looking good. People love it.
Okay.
I get the rent. This is the main part right here that we're talking about. Our year 1, year 2, year 3, our income. Actually, so just give you a clear number, monthly income was $84,000 a year when I first took over. Right now, monthly revenue is $100,000 a year. And you must be thinking, like, okay, well, what about the rubs and this and that? I don't believe on those things. We'll talk about that in the next case study. What I did is I had a simple rent. You come in here, you pay me $1,400 for this two-bedroom apartments, and that's it. Don't talk to me anymore. Just give me the rent. I will take care of you, right? I don't care for $3 worth of trash and $5 worth of water. No, because that's lots of admin work for us. And we and the residents love to pay $1,400 once and be done. And that's what happens. Right now, we have no rubs, nothing. It's simple, one single rub.
And rubs is, it's just an acronym. Yeah. Essentially, it's just us billing them back for the utilities that they use. So a lot of our properties, or a lot of the properties are what's called master metered. So there's one power meter for the whole property. Well, you got a 1-bedroom with 2 people in there, and you got a 2-bedroom with 6 people in there. There's different charges for the utilities. You have different strategies for that. Same thing with water, trash, pests, things of that nature.
So what he's saying is his strategy is a little different. Instead of nickel and diming people for everything, he has one set fee for everybody. It keeps it easier for his folks. They don't have to regulate it.
Known as all bills paid.
All bills paid. So overall, the revenue went up by $16,000, and it's constantly going up. We're hitting $17,000 increase within the 3 to 5 months. That's a big jump, and that means we almost double our money within the 3-4 months of the time period. So that's what it's looking at right now. So if you look at our NOI, we're $786,000. That's a huge number. Our expense has dropped drastically as well. As after we finish all the deferred maintenance, our expense is dropping. Luckily, our taxes are still low, but I have projected a little bit of higher expense next year, added a little bit of more tax on that situation. Inflation as well. So overall, we're looking at a first year that you see over here, a little bit of a different slide. You may not understand right now. So when you come to the case study, we'll we'll go on detail.
He means the road trip.
Yeah, the road trip next Friday. We'll go into this.
The road trip is where there'll be nerds, and they'll go into that because you'll know more by then. But brand new folks, I'm just going to keep it really quick, simple for them. Guys, this is a transition year, right? He's moving people out. He's moving people in. He's testing the market. He's moving up rents. So they're not going to be a big rate of return the first year. But what's going to happen the second and third years where the rents will go up. Mm-hmm.
So this is the main slide right here that we should all focus on because we're all looking for money, right? You're not looking for operation structure, in education. We're looking for where is the money at. So look at the money right here. Year 3, we're hitting operating income $860,000, and my property value then will be $16.35 million. We bought for $9.6 million, so that's a huge gain. And if I pay my debt, which is $6.65 million.
That's the loan.
That's the loan. And I pay my investors first from the sale. Then our cash distributed, we're projecting $846,000 distribution for in 3 years.
That's the money you got quarterly.
That will give us almost $6 million profit at the end of the day in 3 years. That equates to 134% cash and cash return on your money after your principal return. So that's my projection, and that's what we're hitting right now. So I may exceed that, but I don't want to go further than that right now.
I'll explain this for new people. He went over this really quick. Let's say he had investors as low as $25K, but I'm going to use $100K because that's a round number you can all understand. You put $100K into his deal. You had no involvement whatsoever. He gives you back your $100K. You're made whole. And then you make another $134,000 on top of that. Who'd be okay with that in 2 or 3 years? Would that not be life-changing? How much work did you do on that deal? 0. Now you take whatever you have right now in your 401k, your IRA, your TSP, your 403b, whatever bullcrap letter of the alphabet you're in now. Do you think you'd go up 134% in a year or two? Who'd like to do that? Was it hard? Is that better than your bullcrap stocks right now and your mutual funds? Give the man a hand. That's huge.
Thank you. Well, I think I went through that whole thing previously.
Yep.
How do I raise the NOI? We just figure out love and care, right?
Yep.
And
you take care of people.
Yeah. And
really quick though, I got something here.
Yeah.
So you have other investors in this deal.
Yeah. I think we have a few over here.
Wait, here, watch this. Is there anybody in this room that put in money in this deal? Raise your hand if you're in the. One over there, one over there.
Alan is very mad over here. He's mad over here because he could not do it.
Oh, you weren't in the deal, Alan? You tried to get in? Oh, you were in the one before with him, and the one after, but not this one. What is it? You snooze, you lose, Alan.
Actually, I did great on the other.
Well, hey, my friend back there's in it. James, right? See, not that I remember everybody's name.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
So anyways, bottom line right here, we can talk all day, all night. Bottom line right here, are you getting on the train or not? If you don't get on the train, you're missing. And the time is running out, my friend. Mine was running out. Thank God today I'm here. I'm only 48. I'm a little old, but I'm only saying 48. So I know that I have, I did not want to
your wife's
lose.
27. That's pretty awesome.
That is the trick, man. When you join lifestyle, that's what happens, right? The wife's started getting younger and younger because I retired her, so she's getting younger and younger, right?
Binit, I want to ask a question because you've been invested in several. This isn't your only apartment. You have several other ones.
Yeah.
You're passive in several deals.
Absolutely, yeah.
From the time you joined Lifestyles till now, has your net worth increased?
Do I want? Yeah. Okay.
Just
well, I will give you.
I'm not saying exact
if
number.
It was
you
one,
say it doubled or tripled.
If it was $1, it's $15 right now.
So who would like to go up 15 times from what you started? You think and that's relative. If you had $1 million, it's 15 million. If you're $100,000, it's 1.5 million. Would that be life changing? Okay, so give me a hand for doing that. And that's why I don't want to be specific, but I want to share with new folks what's possible.
Absolutely.
What's next?
Next again, So far, I've been buying lots of small deals. I really want to go in a little bit bigger deal to relax a little bit. I work, I guess, my butt off sometimes.
How do you relax with a bigger property?
Well, what I meant to say, just one stop rather than 10 stops, right? So, I mean, you guys are going to learn what I'm talking about down the road.
It's called the economies of scale. Teach that Sunday.
Yeah. Again, bottom line right here that, we all want to make sure we have a happy ending, right? And happy ending doesn't start unless you get on the train.
That's what happens when you go to a massage therapist. That's too far?
So, the overall, my bottom line right here for everybody, if you want to do something, do it today. Don't wait. Doesn't matter you join lifestyles or you do something else. Life is too short to think twice. And overall, if you have good people around you, you're going to do good. If you have bad people around you, you're going to do bad. That's what I tell my employees. That's what I tell my friends. Whom you hang around with. You hang out with me, you'll become a millionaire. You hang out with a guy who is working at McDonald's, you will be working at McDonald's. So it's your choice.
And let me add, I see one of your goals here that I wanted to touch on. Help aspiring lead investors.
Awesome,
so let me just tell you guys what that means. So the aspiring lead mastermind that we have every month, that happens before the lead mastermind. And what I do is I invite leads like them to come in, usually after they close or as they're going through the acquisition or even a disposition. They could be selling the property. And then what I ask them to do is share your experience, best practice. So when these newbies are buying their first property, they already know what to expect. They already know how to work with the lenders, the insurance company, the inspectors, the appraisals, all of it.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. I mean, we here to help others because I was being helped, so that's why I'm here. If I was not helped, I'll be still sitting out somewhere in the corner working on a computer, managing some projects and cursing myself. But
and you have build legacy for your kids. There's someone in here who wants to hear about that. Yeah. Talk to us real quick.
Well, the kids are here. I mean, they watch me all day, all night. Actually, one of my kids can replicate my phone calls. He will be walking around like as if he's talking to someone. But anyways, they have
they do. They listen to everything.
That's him. So anyways, I have they've been exposed to what I'm doing, so I know that they appreciate. They'll appreciate again down the road. And whatever I'm doing right now, I'm teaching them, regardless of the money, the wealth. Wealth is not what matters. It's education and the quality of life that I'm trying to teach them to live. That's what I care for right now, and that's what they're learning. Hopefully, we will be successful in doing so.
It's good to know that, what probably a lot of us in here didn't realize, what his children get to realize, is they actually have a choice other than going straight into corporate America and just being a desk jockey with a ball and chain around your leg, right? There's other options. And how do you know that? Until you're exposed to like a group like this, or children are exposed to their parents that have this type of opportunity in their life.
True, and actually, just to add on my background, basically, I'm from Nepal, so my dad actually never held any kind of office job. All he did, social work and business, and he took me everywhere. He said that if I don't take you for 5 minutes, you may not get exposed, and I got exposed to quite a few things, and that exposure really helped me all the way here to make good decisions today. We had businesses from, you name the business, and I will tell you we had it. That's how I was exposed. I was born in a business family, and I learned everything from watching and how my dad is doing it. He will tell me, he had no license. He said, let's go drive. I'm like, you mean to drive? Yeah, I know you have learned how to drive. Let's go drive. I was in 9th grade, and he made me drive to the places without a license because he wanted to expose me to certain areas. So he took me some areas, how to fill out a tender, how to bid on a product and things like that. So exposure was there, and that's what we are trying to do to our kids nowadays. And without exposure, it's very hard to come out and one day and make a good decision. So it's very important to have good people around you and expose yourself to those things that may help you down the road. And never say no to anything that you want to learn today. Anything, we just like Alex said.
So you're letting your 9-year-old drive right now?
Oh no, actually, my 13 years, I let her drive.
Okay.
I'm
13,
teaching her. Yeah. Anyways, thanks. But anyways, a mentor. I don't like to read from the PowerPoint, but I'll tell you, mentors over here, fantastic. And Debbie has already, Deborah, right? Debbie or Deborah? She has already covered almost everything for you guys. I don't want to go over that, but again, I'd like to thank Mike,
One thing I want to make sure we thank. You had a terrific agent on this one. Sadie, is Sadie over there?
Yeah.
So
Oh, yes,
everybody
I'm-
stand up. I
I'm
just want to
getting-
show who Sadie is.
I'm getting there.
She's one of our secret weapons here,
Yeah.
and she helps a lot of our folks get multifamily deals. I want to make sure she gets
So
recognition.
And she just got a recognition for a power broker.
Power broker.
Yeah, give Sadie a hand.
So she had a great help for me. I mean, she was helping me a lot. So that's Sadie out there, and also Ricardo from Old Capital. I mean,
Is Ricardo here?
he was here when he left, but
Oh, that's right. Okay.
but again, without Old Capital, I would have not done this one. I made a one single phone call. The loan was in place, and I was guided very nicely, wisely to make the wiser decisions. So right now, my investors are slipping in a piece because we make the right decisions with our vendors and our mentors together.
Yeah, we want you guys to do this for yourselves, but don't do it by yourself. It is a team sport.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to take a couple questions. I want to do one online for you.
Go ahead. Yeah,
That,
just repeat the
Bill,
online ones if you read them.
When are you buying your next multifamily deal?
If it's a good deal today, if it's not a good deal, it's going to wait.
There you go.
Yeah.
ASAP.
As long as he got his vote.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. What else? Any other questions?
Anybody in the room have a question? Now's your chance.
For the low-level stuff, we get really deep into it on Friday, and then we go to the property, and then after that, we go out for lunch and drinks.
All right.
There was a question, I guess, how did you spread out annual leases so they, yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, this property is a little unique. So the question was, how did you, spread out your lease? What we do is that we offer everybody renting, because we give everybody rent. We tell them rent is going up, but then we give them option 3, 6, 12, 9, whatever they want to sign up for. Because I don't want to do a $1,200 for 6 months and $1,100. No, I'm going to give you full rent that I want to get. You want to stay here 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. Everybody wants to stay 12 months. Then I had to go back and say, okay, that's fine. I'm going to wait on, I on purpose started giving them 3, 6, 9, depending on the quality of the unit that I have. So we had to decide on a few things that, hey, we're going to give you 6 months and we're going to maybe try to move you somewhere else because your unit is not good. But overall, for me, we didn't have to do that hard work over there. Everybody wants to stay there. All they want me to take care of this stuff. So the leasing situation is not that critical over there. It's all about making sure they're happy.
But it's all spread out so
Way
that
spread out.
everybody.
I was gonna say about staggering.
It's staggered. So the point is, so that not everybody, when he bought it in May, not all leases
Are
are
gonna be due
renewed
in
in
May.
May.
Yeah.
They are spread out from May, June, July, August, and we try to skip November, December,
And
January.
yeah, so like he said, this is really where our operation consultant comes in because we know there's slow months, November, December. So we don't want too many to become due on that month, but June might be a hot month. So there's an art to this, but if you don't have somebody helping you, you wouldn't know this. That's why the power of the group.
So there's a question, what are the average quarterly distributions? And so I'll answer that for him. Sure. It depends on your percentage of ownership, right? You put in 25, 50, 75, 100, 200K, your percentage of ownership is different. So it's not just one answer for you. But the cash on cash return, we saw that on the slides in the 8 to 9% range on whatever you invest.
So here's a simple way to understand it. Doesn't matter what you put in. An 8% return is an 8% return annualized. So 8%, you divide it by 4, that's 2% per quarter. So you get 2%, 2%, 2%, 2%. Is that simple? So it doesn't matter if you put in 100 grand, you made 8 grand a year. If you put in 50 grand, you made half of that. Does that make sense? It's just pro-rata to what you put in. And because it's all done correctly the way that we teach it, all of those distributions, how much taxes will they pay on that?
0.
Who wants to pay no taxes? So all those investors pay no taxes on this.
And just to clarify, that distribution that we did, we were supposed to do 1 quarter distribution, but we're too lazy. I said, I'm going to do 2 quarters distribution same time. So the early Christmas gift, we sent out 2 quarters distribution in 1 quarter because we knew the property is performing well, and we knew it collecting well, and we had enough to distribute. So we did a two distribution at one time.
And how much are you spending on your pro forma? How much per unit in CapEx?
Well, the CapEx was almost $13,000 to $14,000 per door. That was my projection.
Okay.
But we're not doing that much right now because.
And don't worry about that. I'll teach you what that means this weekend. That's getting nerdy again.
We just went out because our plan was to hold on.
This is where they. Guys, I know some of your preferred members, you want to go really up here right now. You're starting to ask about CapEx and stuff like that.
I'm skipping those.
Just so you know, folks, that's the road trip where he'll get in the weeds. Remember, this is for the new folks. is, let's keep it simple, 8% return, double your money. You'll learn all the minutia later
All right. Any other questions in the audience here?
that
I
aren't
got-
super nerdy. No?
Okay, great. All right.
All right.
You guys, thank you very whoa, what? Oh, hold on.
Oh, look, Alex is getting exercise.
How long you are going to hold this property?
Great question.
Because you say, and the projection says 3 years, depending on the
Market, yeah.
the market, right? And I'm not sure, for the investor, how you will tell them before
Sure.
they started.
That's a great question.
We put that in our pro forma when we first start raising the money, when we find the project. We always plan out for 3 to 5 years. And there are two ways to do the business. One is you hold the property, you refinance, you take your money out, and you continue operating. The second thing is you sell it, right? As the property performs, and we know the property is going to perform well, and the structure is strong enough to hold on for next 5 more years, we refinance and we continue operating the property because we have a cash flow. But if we think that we are done, we hit the number. There are lots of times we look at we ask the investors, hey, what do you prefer? We call for a vote. Hey, we have 2 options. We have options to refi and get your money out and continue holding, or we have an option to sell and get your money out. And whatever the investors vote, with 60, 75%, we go. If someone says no, let's sell it, and we have a majority on sell, we try to sell it. But if there is a majority on refi, we refi it. But again, it boils down to the lead. If the lead says no, I think the problem right here, the situation right here, that we have a better option if we do one way, another way, we also have an option to pursue you guys to say, hey, follow the path that we see in the future that'll be better.
Now,
So it all depends.
I want
Yeah.
you to follow this up on what he said. Let's say 2 years in, they take a vote to refinance it, and he can give you back 100% of your money. You put in 100K, you get back your 100K, you still have 100K of equity in the deal, still making money. How much taxes do you pay on that $100,000? 0, because it's a loan. Who would like to do that? That's what we do all the time here at Lifestyles. The point is you have options. Okay, one more.
Yeah. First of all, congratulations on a great deal that you've shared with us.
Thank you.
Yeah. My question is regarding participation in a deal like this as an investor. I know there are certain regulations. You have to be accredited or
You do not have to be
sophisticated,
accredited.
or you don't.
Well, yeah, this is where people start making statements, and it's not true. He has to have sophisticated investors. If you come to my seminar, we'll talk about how you can partner. Many of the people in his deal are not accredited. You do not have to be accredited. You have to be sophisticated. So that's why regular folks in this room, people can be engineers. They don't have to be worth over $1 million. They can put in 25, 50, 100K and not be accredited. So, but if you really want to learn about the minutiae, all that, I spent about a couple hours of that in the seminar this weekend, how you can participate, of how you do all that. Okay? But you do not need to be accredited to be in these deals.
And I want to add something to that, guys, that I think is really important. So as a passive investor, you all are going to have great questions like that, and it's a very good question.
Yes.
And you're going to come up with little follow-up questions to these questions. And we have a passive investor mentor that every single one of the preferred passive investors has access to all the time to bounce off emails, phone calls, however she wants to communicate. And I believe she's in
120 plus deals right now.
120 plus deals. She's more qualified than I am to talk about it, I think.
Yeah, and you have the access to that person as well. So we have mentors for different things. All right, let's give these folks a hand. Thank
Thank
you
you
for sharing
all.
your story.